At the critical moment, Paul managed to save his son, but his daughter wasn't as fortunate. She died on the spot. Fate is so cruel. You never know whether tomorrow or an accident will come first. Faced with the tragedy before him, his wife had collapsed on the floor, crying helplessly, and Paul couldn't believe it was all real. Powerless, he could only hold his daughter in his arms, filled with sorrow and pain. After the funeral, his wife still couldn't accept their daughter's death. She felt staying there would only torment her more, so she decided to take their son back to her parents' house for a few days. Now, Paul was alone in the house, staring at the place where his daughter had once lived. He couldn't let go. Perhaps it was the overwhelming longing that made him remember what their elderly neighbor had told him about a pet cemetery up on the hill, where dead animals buried there could miraculously come back to life. In a desperate attempt to bring his daughter back, Paul secretly dug up her coffin that night, crossed a small forest to reach the cemetery, and personally buried her again. Paul's desperate actions were driven by his desire to revive his daughter, and he couldn't think of the risks involved at that moment. Late that night, Paul heard noises outside the door and thought his daughter had returned. But when he opened the door, no one was there. Just as he was about to turn back in disappointment, he noticed a trail of footprints on the floor and followed them all the way down to the basement.
Daddy. Where am I?
After a brief moment of panic, Paul was overjoyed. He tightly hugged his daughter, and she was back. But in his excitement, he ignored the strange expression on her face. Later, Paul tried to wash his daughter's hair and bathe her, but he couldn't comb her hair. When he parted her hair, he saw that the wound on her head had been stitched up with wire.
What is it?
Just a tickle.
Paul had doubts, but he didn't dwell on them, and the father and daughter spent the night together. The next morning, when Paul woke up, he found his daughter dancing in the living room. Strangely, she was wearing the same dress she had worn when she died in the car accident.
Be careful. Stop. Ellie, stop. Stop it.